Yeah. Echoing. Give me one second, ladies and gentlemen. And we're back. Here we go. No more echoes. We are done with the fucking echoes, man. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. What up, ladies and gentlemen? How y'all doing on this beautiful Wednesday here? Wait, there we go. What is going on, party people? Who we got in the building today? We got my man Gorilla Strong, One Good Foot. What's the deal? Any 28. Welcome to the show. The Machiavelli Bananas, Mere Depth, Crazy Legs. I said Imando, right? Yeah. John Milburn is in the building too. Yes, y'all. I am happy today. Everybody's here. We're gonna get it together today. That echo thing in the beginning, man, the board's gotta be checked immediately. That's like the first thing. My man Stutters, yo, you know what I gotta say? I gotta give flowers to my man Stutters because yesterday we were doing this thing where we were going over the entire show, which is, oh, thank you. My man Gorilla Strong coming with it. Thank you. Thank you. Contribution to the no echo. Thank you. Yes, the Machiavelli. Gotta say what's up, man. I gotta say what's up to everyone, man. I got love for y'all. We here every week, all of us. This is it. This is the community, and we just keep on adding new family members and all of that good stuff. So you know what the deal is, man. Thank you for coming. So anyway, what I was getting at, I gotta give flowers to Stutters because the truth is, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let me make sure I can hear that nice. There we go. I wasn't really privy to how the whole system was hooked up. I knew some of the things, and then yesterday myself and Stutters sat down and went over everything that was plugged in, all of the different screens and actions that you have to take in order to get the show moving. And Stutters just knows this shit like I was like in awe. I was like, how the hell did he learn all of this shit? Like it was one of those things. So mad props to Stutters, keeping the show moving and flowing. Today's show will be about a very special individual. We'll get to the book report in a second. I think this mug should give you an idea of who I want to talk about today. So get ready for that. We'll get into it in a few seconds. I'm just making sure I'm up to your, Caleb, what's going on? I almost said Caleb. Caleb, I remember, son. I remember. Welcome. Unicorn, Gorilla, Die Gray Sky, everybody holding it down. Okay. Couple of quick announcements. I will be returning back. I was at NAMM yesterday. I skipped today. I'll be going there tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. And then next Wednesday, I'm going to have a full-on report about NAMM. For those that don't know, NAMM is like this convention that happens where all music equipment companies get together in this big event space, and you just go by booths and you see all the latest in software and in instruments, whether it's guitars, drums, trumpets, violins, keyboards, violins. The list goes on and on, what you could see there. And usually there's, different artists just walking around, whether they're there to represent for the product or they're there to see what's going on. And the genres range. It ranges from rock all the way to hip hop. The Beat Junkies have their own booth. It's magical. I don't know if any of you have ever been there before, but it's just amazing, man. And what I'm going to do is just collect some footage behind the scenes, possibly get some quick interviews and shout outs and things of that nature. And we'll all get to sit down next Wednesday and watch some of the highlights of the NAMM shows. So make sure you tune in next Wednesday for that, especially if you're a gearhead and you want to know what's going on and see some special stuff. So that's the deal with that. Edwin, I have not tried George's Burgers, man, but I might have to try that. But my favorite spot so far out here is Hi-Ho Burger. They just have a taste with the Wagyu beef. I think it's Wagyu beef, but it's just, to me right now, it's my #1 favorite burger here in this area of Venice, of Marina del Rey. It's just a very good, well put together burger. And shout out to the people at Hi-Ho Burger. That's right now currently my favorite place. So that's the deal with that. Wagyu burger. Did I say that right? If I'm not saying it right, my bad, yo. I'm not a culinary, like, you know. But all respect, all chefs on the planet, for sure. John Milburn, that is a crazy question. Let me answer this in the most humble way possible. New York pizza is the best fucking pizza on the planet, son. You know, coming from Brooklyn, coming from New York, I grew up on pizza as one of the main staples of my diet. L&B's pizza will always be #1 to me, but that's because I grew up right around the corner from L&B's pizza in the Gravesend section of Brooklyn. So for me, L&B's is always #1, but there's also DeFara's, there's Ray's, there's so many good, there's an onslaught of amazing pizzerias in Brooklyn. And yes, to me, pizza is at its best in the city of New York for sure. So that is the deal with that. You know what, Edwin? I'm looking for a good Puerto Rican food restaurant. I was told there was one somewhere here in LA or maybe in Orange County, but I was told that there's a dope Puerto Rican restaurant. I have to find the name. I was eating at this place called Baja, and I love that food. It's in Laguna Hills. And I love their food. I love the way they make their rice and beans. And I met this homie there, and he had told me that there was a dope Puerto Rican food spot in either Orange County or LA. I don't remember what he said, but I gotta figure out where that place is. What's up, Andrea? What's going on? Yakima is the shit though, Bananas. I got a lot of love for Yakima. I told you the deal about Yakima, man. You know, the Yakima showed my band Stillwell a lot of love. So I got a specific, you know, very warm place in my heart for Yakima. And I told you, you know, Wuv wanted us, me, Fieldy, him, and all of our families and friends to move to Yakima and start a compound. Because the love was so good in Yakima, man. Edwin, that's probably the name of the place. Thank you for that, man. Yes. That's dope. Thank you for that. I got to remember. Mofongo is, you know, that's a Puerto Rican dish, so that's easy for me to remember. Thank you for that, man. Oh, that's what's up. Mondo, yo, man. I might have to make a little Tupperware for me with that good food, son. Oh my God. Hey, yo, Stutters, what's up with the beats underneath the speech, man? Oh my God. Yo, I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy that everybody is here. God bless all of y'all. You can hear it? Okay, cool. All right, so here's the deal. Let me get my book report. I got my book report for today. Let's just get into it. This person, in any genre of music, there are great musicians in any genre of music. We could all agree. And then there comes along someone that just has has a way of doing that genre that you don't like. It feels like they're not from here, that they come from a different planet, or that their brain is wired in a way that you're just in awe. Case in point, Jimi Hendrix. And I start with Jimi Hendrix because I speak quickly about Jimi Hendrix in my book report. Make sure. Damn it. Come on. Can't put this back here, man. All right, let's put this over here. Let's put that there. Okay. So the person that I'm talking about today, and I represented, if y'all know about this logo, y'all know what I'm about to get into. Today's book report, today I want to give flowers. Today I want to talk about somebody I consider one of the greatest of all time. And I don't just give that title to anyone. And we are talking about Pharoahe Monch. I know, I mean, come on, man. And we're talking about a dude that has verses that could be dissected, could be studied, it's just outrageous. His body of work, especially his lyrical ability, to me is so off the charts. And it's not just the lyrical ability, it's the presentation. I think we all could agree when we're talking about what up, Spoon? What's the deal? When we're talking about this guy. So let me get into the book report. We're gonna pause. I'm gonna check your comments and all of that. But here's the first part. To me, Pharoahe Monch is one of the greatest lyricists in hip-hop history. From Organized Confusion to his solo work to his collaborations, he brings a level of skill, cadence, delivery, flow, vocal tone, and even singing that separates him and places him in an elite class. And I know that we could all agree with that. I mean, today, to prepare for today's show, I went down the rabbit hole a little bit and just reviewed his albums, reviewed some of the things he's done on the side, some of the features, and you know, he's one of those dudes that just has that distinction, that distinct voice, that distinct way, an approach that's just so alien, and maybe at this time you could see it. I think when people approach a craft the way he does, it's few and far between. You don't see this all the time. You don't see this. And when I tried to, because, you know, on the show, when I've tried to do people's lineage, like I'll say like if you look at Old Dirty Bastard, you might think of Bismarck, and you might think of Busy Bee, and you might, I'm just spitting. I might have the lineage all messed up, but you get my point. Now, when it came to Pharoahe, and I was trying to see what styles before him might have inspired him or influenced his style, and I gotta say, it was very difficult. I couldn't even, I don't even have a name to compare to him. Maybe some of you do, but I just couldn't pin an MC before him to him. And it's because he might take the blueprint from certain MCs that come before him, but it's the way he twists and bends lyricism to his personal will that it kind of like cuts away from any of his inspirations. But I personally don't hear it at all. I had a really hard time trying to pin him to any other MC that came before him. So I'm curious to see if any of you have, maybe one of you might think, oh, I think he is a product of this person. Like, for instance, some people might say that Nas is a product of either Rakim or Kool G Rap, and I can see that. Even Tragedy Gaddafi might be in the chemistry of Nas, right? But Pharoahe, I definitely could not find anyone like him before him. it's almost like another person that's like that came before Pharoah, came before everybody. Kumo D is another one where when if you really do your homework and you go and listen to the Treacherous 3 live tapes from back in the days before there was records, and the way Kumo D was spitting at during his time, there's nothing before him. And so you're like, how did that happen? He's an alien. And it's the same thing for me and Pharoahe Monch. Like, I don't get how he figured it out that way, you know? So it's crazy, man. Yeah, look, some of the things you guys are saying, man. Edwin, I don't know. Kool Keith is definitely in a class of his own, but I don't know if Kool Keith is like part of the lineage of Pharoah, because you gotta, you know, when you do a deep dive on Pharoah, man, it's just, me personally, it's just my personal opinion. He just stands alone. That's my personal opinion. So, yeah, that's what I mean. Oh no, dope track, The Life with Styles P. Those collabs are just insane. All right, let's get to my next paragraph here, okay? All right, wait, let me get some visual aids to help me out here. Okay, here we go. The first Organized Confusion album is a masterpiece, in my opinion. And his first impression on that album is nothing but greatness. I think that the first Organized Confusion album should be ranked amongst other classic albums of that era. It's an unskippable album. It's actually hard for me to pick a favorite song, but if I had to, it would probably be Hypnotical Gases. Overall, I think all three Organized Confusions of Organized Confusion's albums are a display of high-level lyricism from both Pharoah and Prince Poe. Here we go. Here's an original pressing of the first Organized Confusion album with a young Pharoah, young Prince Poe. They were signed to this label called Hollywood Basic, which was, from what I understand, a part of Disney, believe it or not. And they probably had no business putting out hip-hop music of this level, but thank God that they did. Because, my goodness, man, this album, these two dudes came with a skill level, an ability, a song structure. Everything about what they did on this album is just godly to me. And, you know, Fudge Pudge with OC, Walk Into the Sun, like I said, releasing Hypnotical Gases, just as soon as you hear it, oh my goodness. Audience Pleasers, which is on some throwback hip-hop joints. Jimenez Criqueta, which was like a funny sketch or a skit. Prisoners of War is like on the same level as Hypnotical Gases, which is insane. The Rough Side of Town, I love that track. Organized Confusion, PS-48, Roosevelt Franklin, Who Stole My Last Piece of Chicken, and the remix, Open Your Eyes, and intro at the end. This was a perfect album to me, and it often, I feel, gets forgotten, and people usually name what came during that era. But the truth is, this belongs amongst those great albums during that early 90s run of hip-hop. And I think that we can all agree that, man. Like, it was just insane. So we got that one. And then I have the second album, original pressing, the Extinction Level Agenda, Stress, the Extinction Level Agenda. The cover art alone is insane. Insane cover art, man. Just beautifully drawn. I don't remember my homie's name, and the print is really small on this. This is actually a promo copy of the album. And Pharoah signed it for me. I'll talk about my adventures with Pharoah in a little bit, but again, a godly album for the 90s. Stress, which is an amazing beat. What Pharoah says on it, what Prince says on it, the in-between sketch on the song, the whole thing is just insane. The Extinction Agenda, dope. 13, that beat, Pharoah went total ape shit on there. Black Sunday, Drop Bombs, Bring It On. Why? Let's Organize, 3, 2, 1. I think Q-Tip produced Let's Organize, I believe. Keep It Coming, Stray Bullet, and Main. Stray Bullet is classic to those that know these albums. Beautiful album. And then their third and final album, I only had it on CD, is Equinox. Again, lyricism at a high level. These guys, both Prince and Pharoahe, just went nuts on this. Hurricane G's on it. There's a few features on here. We got They Don't Want It, 9 times out of 10, Questions, Sound Man, Move, Confrontations, Numbers, Sugar Shorty. I think that's the one with Hurricane G. May she rest in peace. In Vitro, Chuck Cheese, Sin, Hate, Somehow, Some Way. Just a beautifully crafted album. Their final album as Organized Confusion, sadly, but a great album nonetheless. And going back to the second album, let me start off with the first sentence. Wait, let me get into what you're saying. Who's? Yes, Stray Bullet is a gem. Machiavelli, I see you Friday, homie. Thank you for being here. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Bloodshed, Edwin, that's a rare breed. That's a rare vinyl right there, man. Pharoahe Monch, this is Gorilla. The joint he did with Sean Price, Spoon. Yes. Rise Up. Yes. You guys are saying all great stuff. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to read the first sentence of the next paragraph. Excuse me. So that way I could intro what I'm holding right here. We all knew at the time that Pharoahe was of a special and, again, elite class. But when I heard the Bring It On remix verse, that verse sets him way apart from the rest. This right here, this vinyl, Bring It On remix, right? I know, I got a homie of mine. I haven't spoken to him in a while. His name is DJ Sugar Cuts. He was back in New York. And he had a stack of these. And his whole thing was, every time he came across it, he just bought it. That's how much Pharoahe and Prince affected him on this. Remixed by the great Buck Wild from Digging in the Crates. Go on YouTube. I don't think this is on any streaming service but YouTube. And just type in the Bring It On remix if you haven't heard this. Just Pharoahe just starts the song off in the most insane, with the most, to me, every time you know what? And this is true of a habit that I have. Whenever I'm introducing somebody new to hip hop, and I want them to understand how far lyricism can go, I play Pharoahe's verse on the Bring It On remix, because it's not just the words, it's how he bends and twists them and just says them in a way that I feel like no one else in the room was thinking. When somebody does that, it's insane. Follow me, I'm shaking your brain, all over the track. Give me the PH, give me the AR, give me the OA, give me the H.E. Pharoahe, crazy. You know, it's like he just went nuts. He went nuts. It's just, to me, he went so crazy that the song should have been massive based on skill. If it was based on skill and just breaking ground on something new, he deserved an award just for the fucking verse. Period. It was insane. Yes, Goodfoot. Thank you, Gorilla. I appreciate that. Yes, Edwin. Chip Fu is nasty. I'll definitely get into that for real, man. Thank you, Twerking Forever. I appreciate that. Bananas. The rarest vinyl that I own in my collection is definitely the Organized Confusion stuff. Oh man, you know, I got a lot of rare stuff. Some of it won't come to mind. I got the Zakia Eric B featuring Rakim, Eric B for President, before it became 4th and Broadway, when it was just an indie label, Zakia Records. And I had Rakim sign the fucking vinyl. This is like, you know, before he got signed to 4th and Broadway, which was Island Records. And then before he went to MCA. Shit, I got the, man, you know what? That's such a good question that now, because of your question, Bananas, I got to do a whole segment on my rare vinyl collection. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. I'm gonna have to go and dig in my crates and put together a whole episode based on rare vinyl. I don't know if I got the greatest rare vinyl collection. I think DJ Eclipse, dudes like DJ Eclipse have stuff that is crazy. I know Ill Bill for a minute was going crazy with buying really rare stuff. You know, like for instance, I just showed you an original pressing of that Organized Confusion album. That's definitely a rare piece. And at one point, it was selling on different websites for hundreds of dollars, you know. So, you know, but now I got to do an episode. So thank you for that, man. You have a rare Celia Cruz vinyl? That's dope, man. That's really dope. Yes, Twerking, rest in peace, Uncle Howie, for sure. Yes. I have the first Eminem EP on vinyl. I have 2 copies of it. I have that. Sup, Jay Freedom? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Peace to you. All right, let's get back into the book report, and then I'll check your comments. Let's do it. So, if you ask me personally, I feel like a lot of rappers were scared of him, meaning Pharoahe Monch. Now, here's what I said about Jimi Hendrix and the way I feel about Pharoahe Monch. Stevie Ray Vaughan, the guitar player, may he rest in peace, once said the same thing about Jimi Hendrix, and he did. There was a clip going around where Stevie Ray Vaughan said that he didn't believe that Jimi Hendrix died of a drug overdose. He believed that Jimi Hendrix basically scared the shit out of every guitar player in the room when he went public with his playing, when he was hitting stages, when he was playing in front of the Beatles and Eric Clapton and all of these dudes. So Stevie Ray Vaughan strongly believed that Jimi Hendrix scared the shit out of people. And I feel the same way about Pharoahe Monch. I feel like when people heard his vocal tone, when people heard the way his wordplay, everything, I just feel like, you know, most people were like, I can't have this guy blocking my money. That's how I see it. Now, obviously, I would have to ask Pharoahe. I would have to tell him. And I'm sure he's not, I know Pharoahe. He's not an ego guy. He's not. He's definitely aware of his skill level. He should be, as he should be. But he's not an egomaniac. But I'm curious to see if I tell him the whole Stevie Ray Vaughan story about Hendrix and how I feel about him. I wonder if he can connect the two. It's something I'm going to have to ask him. In many ways, Pharoahe is like a Jimi Hendrix or like a John Coltrane. And to me, I feel like a lot of producers missed opportunities by not producing an entire album with this genius. On top of the fact that he ghost wrote for a lot of big artists. It's crazy, man. You know, Pharoahe is just, he's just been phenomenal for a long time. And, you know, I was given like what I said about the producers, man. Right, Caleb, for real. Lyrical assassins. Spoon, that's crazy. Muggs versus Pharoahe. That's what I mean. It's like today when I was really, putting this report together and just listening to things, the first thing I thought of is imagine if Dr. Dre did a just simple 10-song Pharoahe Monch album. And you had to feature dudes like Royce the 5'9", Razzcast. Come on, help me out here. Nas, Cool G Rap. Man, I had this whole thing worked out of my head. Damn it. You know what I mean? There's just so many great lyricists that you would want to see the chemical reaction. And then if you put it on a Dre beat or Just Blaze. Imagine if Just Blaze did an entire Pharoahe Monch album. Just 10 cuts. Just 10. That's all we need. 10. Get to the fucking point. Just 10 songs. Pharoahe and an onslaught of some of the greatest lyricists of all time. It would be phenomenal. I would hope. I don't want to get my hopes up too much because we've said that about a lot of artists that we love. And sometimes the anticipation can kill what's actually happening. And it becomes subpar in our minds. But that being said, I would still love to see something like that, where Pharoahe's the main character, the big producer, and they really piece together a well-crafted album. I would love to see that, man. I would love to see that, man. Oh my goodness, yes. Yeah, Eminem. Thank you, John Milburn. That's what I mean. Like dudes that are like no matter what you think, no matter your perception of them personally, it doesn't matter. Talking about high-level skilled lyricists to match for a once and for all, just like a lyrical onslaught, but with Pharoahe as the main character for once, just so that we all celebrate this force that has just always just hit the nail right on the head and just give him that moment. Now, he's had a lot of moments, and I'm not taking away anything. Jada Kiss would be great, too. And just, you know what I'm getting at. That is just one of my daydreams, man. Just one of my daydreams. Sorry, Caleb. I'm sorry, man. Caleb called me munching on the side, son. Yes, the Cannabis versus Tretch would be dope. Sick Jackin', yes. Y'all get it. Y'all get it. See, that's what I'm saying. We could go down this list forever, man. Oh, my goodness. Jeez. Now, also, I don't have the other covers, but can we talk about this first and foremost? Let's talk about this. So, what's fascinating about that album, that's Internal Affairs. This is Pharoahe Monch's his solo debut. Right after, him and Prince Poe decide to close shop with Organized Confusion, he puts this album out and drops a masterpiece, in my opinion. He goes nuts. I was drinking today, the main single that made the crater for him, Get the Fuck Up, Simon Says. I mean, geez, man, that single it gave him a hit. It gave him a hit. And, some of us know, he ran into a little bit of a snafu with the Godzilla people because they just wasn't hype on him using the sample. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because the song is dope. He produced the beat. And it's Pharoahe, man. It's Pharoahe. Yes, the 07. Definitely. Everything Nas has done. I think Q versus Pharoahe would be nuts. I humbly don't put myself on that level, but obviously just to be able to train and spar with somebody like that would just be a dream of mine. You know what I mean? Along with KRS or Rakim or Kane or Nas or any of the Wu-Tang. Oh, the other person I thought would be dope as a featured artist on a Pharoahe Monch joint is Inspector Deck. We cannot forget the lyrical ability of Inspector Deck. I don't take away from any Wu-Tang member, but Deck, you know what I mean? You just, because Ghost already has that light, and Ray already got that light, Meth already got that light, you know, and Deck has light. I'm not taking that away, but y'all understand what I'm saying. Like, Inspector Deck would be dope on an album like that. Thank you, Gorilla. I appreciate that. Yes, the Medina joint. Thank you for that, Goodfoot. Thank you for that reminder. That joint, that beat, and Pharoahe went nuts on there. Just beautiful, beautiful joint. The other album, his other solo albums, I want to see if anybody has been listening. So after Internal Affairs, it was Desire, then WAR, War, which is the acronym for We Are Renegades, and then PTSD. And then he has his band 13. So, all right, let me see if I could do this. I want to share this with you. So we were talking about Internal Affairs, and I have an interesting story. Now, here, let me set it off with this paragraph. I, along with the Arsonists, were very fortunate that we got to tour with Pharoahe right before he would drop his iconic solo debut. What was a surreal experience was that Pharoahe would ask me and my brother, my Arsonist member, Swell, to accompany him on stage during his set. I would DJ and Swell would be his hype man. I will never forget this experience. To be able to be on stage, one of the greatest lyricists will forever remain in my memory. Let me add this, check this out. So that's an image. So you see me in the back. I'm DJing for Pharoahe. I'm hype. There's Swell right there with the gray sweater, and there's Pharoahe with his traditional. I forgot what you call those kind of outfits, but you get he's got the military joint on. We did this every night in Europe. I would get up, I would DJ his whole set, and Swell would say all his ad-libs and be his hype man. It was just an insane experience. And it's what's fascinating is that at the time, his solo album, this album didn't drop yet, but he was closing the show every night, and this is how humble and aware Pharoahe was. We had, you know, the Arsonists, if anybody knows about anything about Arsonist history, the Arsonists, we just had a very choreographed, very tight show, almost on the level of Jurassic 5. We were just very into our stage show, and I believe Pharoahe caught wind of that after watching us, and after a while, he was like, he had turned to us, he was like, I want y'all to close the show, I'll go on before y'all. That's how humble Pharoahe was. Like, his ego had nothing to do with it. And then what's crazy is, after a while, he ended up leaving the tour maybe a week before it ended, because he was like, it's time for me to go to work. I'm just seeing too much greatness. I want to go home and make my album. And that's what he did. And let me see if I know how to do this. Let me stutters. I hope I don't mess this up. Yes, I did. I don't know how to get to the next joint. Let me remove that. Here is another one. Here's us on tour in Europe. There's Pharoahe, Bobbito, me, Swell, Destroy, and Jice. We on a ship. I think we're going from, you know, we're in the Netherlands. We're traveling from one spot to another. And we would just be hanging and just talking shit no matter what, whether it was hip hop, sports, snapping on each other. We just got really cool. And it was just dope to become friends with someone that we revered as just this great. Oh, it's all good, bananas. We here, man. Yes, Jay Freedom. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, now the next joint, right here. Here's a throwback. Before all of that, here's a show that we did. Let me see if is the year on it. No. The date on this is about 1996, 1997. It's the Invisible Scratch Pickles, you know, Q-Bert, Mixmaster Mike, Apollo, the X-Men, Rock Raider, rest in peace, the Arsonists, Company Flow, and Organized Confusion. That was the show at that time, man. What's up, Eric? What's the deal? Yeah, for real. Bobito's always super happy. So that was a show that we did. You know, we were all in the same circle. Although we all looked at Organized Confusion as the big brothers in the room, but we were blessed with the opportunity of doing a few shows with them. And then obviously the Arsonists, we went on and we did the shows with Pharoahe in Europe, like I had said. Let me make sure I got everything here. Let's get this. One more fly I want to share with y'all. This one is special because this was when Organized Confusion was celebrating 20 years of the Extinction Level Agenda. Where did I put that album? This album right here. The Extinction Level Agenda. And my man, may he rest in peace, PH, asked me to be a part of this show, and it was just, I wish I had footage of this. It was just an insane event. It was packed, and every show, everybody that got on stage just murdered it. Everybody came with their A game because we were all there to pay our respects and show love and give flowers to the mighty Organized Confusion, man. What a time, what a show. Thank you for that. That was amazing. My goodness, man. You know, it's something dope. Hey, yo, Stutters, you got that piece that I sent you? I want to share that with the audience. Are you going to throw it up on the screen? Yes, yes. So while one more thing I want to share. This is a little more personal. While we were on tour, like I said, we were hanging out as a family. Arsonist, Bobito, High and Mighty, Nonfiction, Mass Influence, and of course, Pharoahe Monch. And we became like it was like a little family tour. And one day we were just chilling and Pharoahe had a napkin and he went to the School of Art and Design and we were all talking and he started drawing something and he gave me this napkin and he drew this picture of Bobito on a napkin and I kept it. So he drew this around 1997, 1998. And I took it from him, brought it home, and I slapped it in one of my black books and kept it there ever since. So what you're looking at is an original Pharoahe Monch sketch on a dinner napkin. Charlie Rock, what's the deal, son? Yeah, son, what's good, son? Yeah, for real. So hip-hop artifacts, for real, for real, for real. So I just wanted to share a little bit of that Pharoahe Monch, paraphernalia that I had. Now, let me summarize all of this, getting back to the book report real quick. Pharoahe is fascinating with his approach because he teeters between rugged lyrics, consciousness, singing soulfully with a rock edge to it. All of his solo albums are a beautiful combination of these attributes, along with his band 13's album, A Magnificent Day for an Exorcism. Pharoahe Monch will forever be one of my all-time favorites, one of my all-time greats, top 10, top 5. I really don't do the numbers like that, but in order to communicate how I feel about Pharoahe, he's somebody that should never be forgotten. He's somebody that should always be considered as one of the best to have ever done this craft. And I'm glad that he's my friend. I'm been blessed with touring with him, with doing shows with him, with building with him, with just sometimes just being on the side of the stage and watch him do his thing. Whether I remember one time I went to go see him do a set at Apple You know, remember he did the theme song for Madden 2002, I think. Check me on that. I checked me on the date, but he did the theme song for the Madden game for PlayStation, or you know, for all the games, man. And so, thank you, Unsubscribed. I appreciate that. Joey Sykes, what's the deal, son? Yes, Joe Sykes, you get what I'm saying. Yes, John Milburn, that is Bobbito. So just to explain, just to give you a little backstory, Bobbito, you got to remember at the time in the 90s, Stretch and Bobbito were like the presidents of the underground hip hop scene in a way where they were helping things move along in big ways, like nothing small about their contribution. And Bobbito put out the first Arsonist single, and Bobbito bridged the gap between New York and getting us to Europe. He already had all the plugs. And so because he put out our record, because he was friends with Pharoahe and all of these other people, in his mind, he thought a beautiful tour along with Typhoon out in Denmark, DJ Typhoon, thought it'd be beautiful to get all of these real hip hop groups to go out on Europe. And it was a insanely perfect idea. We had a great run, and the memories will be cherished forever. It was an incredible experience, man. So shout out to Bobbito, the barber. Thank you for that. Thank you for that assist. Madden 02, thank you, good for, yes, see, that's what I mean. So Pharoahe, he's been a part of some iconic stuff. Yo, he's ghost written for some big artists. And I'd rather allow him to give the tea on that if he wants. I hope to have him on the show sometime soon. But in the meantime, I just wanted to give him his flowers today because, you know, sometimes everybody has somebody that they look at and they're like, you know, you just feel like they're not mentioned enough. And so every time that yes, the Lyricist Lounge album, Unsubscribed. Yes. So I just feel like he's one of the few that I think just always deserve flowers, man. So much love to the great Pharoahe Monch, of course. Let me know, what is your favorite Pharoahe Monch verse, or what is your favorite Pharoahe Monch song? Or whether it's an Organized Confusion song, whether it's a solo song. I want to see it in the comments, man. Edwin, QQ, or Keke. Thank you, Gorilla. I appreciate that. Mr. Think Twice. I know you are. I like that, though. The Light, yes, The Light is a dope joint. See, that's what I'm saying. I want to know, because for me, like, to me, the Bring It On remix verse is just, like I said, like I said earlier, like, I use that shit as like, when I'm introducing people to lyricism, I go, check this out, because there's nothing like this. And then it goes on from there. Hypnotical gases. Now, you know, sometimes my brain might slip. I love 13. Simon Says, of course. No Mercy with MOP. That's a dope joint. The Light is dope. I mean, you guys you guys know the deal, man. With RZA and Method Man. So me and my ex smoked the blunt with RZA and Method Man circa to back New York pre 9/11. Yeah, that's dope, man. I once smoked a blunt with Method Man. That's when my homie Vinny Ponte was taking me around to the Woo apartment, and it was surreal. That's a whole, but I tell that story on episode 1 of this series. So if you want to get the full-blown story, check out episode 1. I speak about Wu-Tang extensively on that episode. So thank you for that, Joe. That's what's up, '07. That's what I mean. He's dope on stage, man. My life is all I have. It's such, right? It's such a good, that's what I mean about Pharoah with his singing voice, man. My goodness, man. He's got that soul, man. He's got that soul. Beats and beer. Yes, Mondo. Yes, yes, yes. So that's my report on Pharoahe Monch today, man. I just got so much love for Pharoahe Monch, and I definitely wanted to do this. It's just so important to speak and give flowers to all of our favorites. And the fact that I've had moments where I've been in the room, been on stage, toured, been on the side of the stage. I remember the first time I met Pharoahe was when the first Organized Confusion album dropped. They happened to be outside of home base, him and Prince Poe. And I was in the Nomads at the time, and I was walking with Beretta, may he rest in peace, who was one of the Nomads, and we saw Organized Confusion just standing out in front of the club, and it was just like, holy shit. It was like one of those moments, you know? And this was their first album, but that was the kind of impact that they made lyrically, you know? Sometimes it takes a couple of albums for people to grow into the suit. These guys' first album was like, the suit fit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was crazy. Yes, yes. The chorus, yes, Jay Freedom, the chorus on the Polyrhythmatics joint. That's dope too, man, see? See, Joe? See, Joe Sykes? As soon as you said something, and then, you know, I was talking to Pharoahe a couple of days ago, and so I told myself that I wanted to give him flowers, you know, and luckily that I have, you know, little stories about Pharoahe. It's not just me, you know, scouring the internet. And on top of that, if you guys want the facts, you know what to do, man. You could Google it, you could do whatever. You ask Siri what the fuck is going on. I didn't want to make this about that. It's just, whenever I do these things, I'll spit some of the facts or whatever, but it's more like I want to make it personal. You get my angle on this whole shit, man. You know the deal. Yo, Sam, playing dead. I know you know the whole Pharoahe Monch deserves a crown. I know you know, son. So that was this whole episode, was just giving Pharoahe Monch his props and his flowers. Thank you, Pharoahe Monch, for everything that you've done, everything that you do, and everything that you will do, man. Salute to Pharoahe Monch, of course. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now we're gonna get to the next segment. But first, you know how we always pause for a little station identification. Let's get over here. For those that, you know, love the show support or want to show support, obviously we have the super chats and the super stickers. Any support, obviously, I appreciate. Also, you could go here right to qunique.com, click right here on the shop. Ah, man. Yo, son, the shop ain't working, son. Oh, there we go. You click on the shop. The shop ain't working, stutters. Yo, stutters, click on the shop for me, son. I love technical difficulties, man. They give me strength. Nah, look. Boom. Stutters is like, get out the way, son. Oh, thank you. So now we at the shop. Y'all can see it. Now, the qunique tag stick, the tag shirts are limited. They're limited. We're going to be coming up with the next design soon. So if you haven't gotten a qunique tag shirt, you'll be in line for the next design. But we're limited on that. We're limited on the Vengeance is Mine joints. We got a limit on the Vengeance is Mine coins. Got a limit on the posters. We got a limit on everything that you're looking at. And I'm not even joking. It's serious. It's not like I'm going to order 10 million copies of all of these things. That make no fucking sense. So everything is a limited batch. So if you want to show support this way, just come to the... Oh, thank you, Gorilla. My man, Gorilla. Thank you for that, baby. I appreciate that. Thank you. Again, your support means everything to me, so thank you. And if not, just hit up the shop at qunique.com. We got all of this, the limited stuff. And then after that, you got the whole new the series that I always talk about. This is my designer rhyme series where all my rhymes are in the shape of the icon. Like that's the diamond in the rough shirt, and there's a hoodie and a tank top, a journal hardcover journal book and a tote bag, and then there's chestnut checkers and green grass and Brooklyn, Bronx, Brooklyn. And if you're an Amazon shopper, we got qunique merch on Amazon as well. So that's the whole thing with that. Hey, yo, Stutters, how do I get back from this one? I need to get back to the main page, Stutters. Help me out here, baby. Oh, I got it. I think I got it now. I got it. I figured it out, son. I'm on. I told y'all, Stutters deserves his flowers, baby. Keeping the show afloat. Imando, was that recent? Was that show recent? No. 07. I am doing the research. I am. But it's research with my thoughts. But I'm not giving you like a massive amount of research, because I just feel like if you're curious just like I am or just like anyone else, you're just going to go and look for yourselves. And some of y'all actually help me out in Google or whatever you're using and give me facts and pointers. So it's like, that's how the community works. I definitely do my research, but it's more I like to present these things from my perspective and the experience that I have with said artists. So that's why it sounds more like loose or freestyle, because it's from a perspective. It's got my stamp on it. Boom, man, Pharoahe Monch, get the fuck up. So that's the deal. Victoria! Thank you for your support. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. Thank you. And that's how I just want to present it. Just a little more personal. You know, other people do very specific, and that's their style. And I love that too. I just don't do that style. So that's the deal with that. So that's how I do it, 07. That's how I do it. Oh, thank you, 07. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do a little research though, but thank you. Thank you. I kind of like mold it into more of a personal thing, but thank you for catching that. I appreciate that. Exactly, Gorilla. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Oh, Imando, that's when it was? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Charlie Rock. Yes. Yes. Will you be at NAMM, Charlie? Let me know, bro. I'm going to be there for the next 3 or 4 days. So hopefully I could get a little interview with you or something. Let's see what's the deal is, Charlie. Okay, where else are we going today? Oh! Is Chestnut Checkers a song? Yes, Chestnut Checkers is one of my songs off of the Royal Blood album. So that's why I have the shirt in the design of the night piece. Blood on my knuckles, son, done running from trouble. Double dare I pump slugs to rupture your bubble. Troubleshooter, it's safer to run to your computer. Criminal keyboard, criminal loser maneuver. Mr. Q to be the 7-round draft pick, 7 Series, 7 Crown, my 7-sound classic. Backup henchman snatched them out of the rap club. Smiley with the shotgun, blasted with the bathtub. Violent hands, silent plans, bring balance to the galaxy with hybrid strands. Careful of the dosage and muttering coherently. Rowdy Piper uncovered a conspiracy. He saw what they did, he saw that they lived, he saw they offered ignorance to get you off of the grid. In a war with comments opted by the cyberbots, they came from inner space, a Croyer in the Micronauts. Spot runners, block wreckers, Officer Hoyt, this is Chestnut Checkers. Come out on your own terms, go out on a stretcher. Officer Hoyt, this is Chestnut Checkers. That's the first verse to that joint right there. What up, Francisco from Chile? Sorry, I kind of goofed some of the lyrics, but I do that shit all the time. It's all good, man. It's all good. It's all good. Look what I got, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna do another card reveal today, ladies and gentlemen. Who's ready for a card review? So this collection. No, I don't got the MTV rap cards today. This I've done before. This is just all genres of music. And you know, we do music here, you know what I mean? So this is the, excuse me, the 20 hot photograph, 20 hot, what? I don't know what they're trying to say there. They're basically cards of every genre of music, and it's called Pro Set Superstars Music Cards. Now, they don't press these anymore. I'm not sure what year this was. I can't really see it yet. Hopefully something in 1991. And I found this in one of those like vintage video game stores. I forgot the name of the shop. I would give them a shout out. But I will, Eric. I'm gonna have footage of all of that. All of the MPC, Akai, turntables, drum machines, samplers. We're gonna have all of that, so stay tuned for next Wednesday. I'm gonna show love for all of that stuff, so definitely. I met Mos Def at NAMM and was in a wheelchair. Oh, man. Yeah, Mos Def is a cool dude, man, for reals. I've known him for a minute, too. Okay, so here we go. Here's the Superstars cards. We're going to open that right there. Stutters, we got to get the name of that video game store, man. I always forget the name of it. Oh, snap. Jay Freedom, that's a good question. Before I go into these cards, I'm going to answer my man, Jay Freedom. 14 Years of Rap video was like an original OG music video experience. What I mean by that is some of us are well aware that music videos don't get made like they used to. And so when we made 14 Years of Rap, like it was a big production. They built that set. It was shot in film. It was very expensive. Nick Rigobudo, who his father's really famous in Hollywood, directed the video. And obviously, if you look through the video, you see a lot of who's who in underground 90s hip hop, along with the Rocksteady crew and a bunch of other icons and legends or just dope people OGs that we all know and love. And it was just an incredible experience because videos just don't get shot like that anymore. And so it was fortunate that we got to experience a music video shot that way with a big camera and all of the big production, a staff and all of that, like a real film crew. And it was just insanely dope, man. And I wish I had the only crazy story was Nonfiction always had the craziest dudes in the crew, and I some real street dudes. And I'm trying to remember. Oh, this kid's name was Carnage or Captain Carnage, and I remember we were it was a big set on. We filmed in NYU, but on one of their film sets, they had a big film set, and there was a green room, and Carnage was on a sick one. And I remember somebody from the film crew was trying to calm him down, and he was like, "Yo, fuck that! I'm Captain Carnage!" And he ran and he jumped headfirst into a wall and almost went through the fucking wall. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. You saw an imprint of this dude's fucking shoulder and leg, into the wall. It was insane. We had to pay for it, of course, or he had to pay for it. But that was the craziest story that was just pure chaos. But aside from that, everything else was just beautiful. I feel like we put together something that just we're all proud of when it comes to that song and that video. So thanks for that question, man. I appreciate that, man. What do you think of J. Cole, Clips, and Dave? They are the only rappers they play on mainstream here. First of all, the Clips are one of my all-time favorite rap duos of all time. And their last album that they put out was damn near perfect. I love the clips. I think what J. Cole does is dope. I think that he just did something with Benny the... No, not that he just did something, but I like the track with him and Benny the Butcher. I think it's fucking bananas. Dave, I think... Look, I'm not gonna throw dirt on anyone's name. Everybody that's part of this community knows how I get down. I don't really have any negative feedback to give. I salute anyone that does their music with integrity, that has the right intentions when it comes to this craft or any genre of music, because y'all know I do two genres of music. And so anybody that approaches music with integrity, with good intention, regardless of the subject matter, regardless of what they're talking about, regardless of whatever, as long as it's true to them, then I really don't have anything to say, because I don't believe that my perspective of hip hop should be the only perspective or the only way of doing hip hop. So that's why I don't get too crazy about opinions, because what I might think is amazing, some people might not, and vice versa. But at the end of the day, like I said, I respect all input. So that's the deal. Do you want to listen to one of my songs? It's on YouTube. Whatever it takes to get a listen. Neo Valley sounds. Sure, but the best way to do that is to just DM your link to my Instagram page, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. That's I'm not, I'm just being real with you, okay? But thank you for that. I appreciate that you would even think of me to listen to your music, because, when it comes to that subject, I don't think that my opinion matters. I think that as long as you believe in your product, as long as you do everything you can to get that product into the light, you put your work in, you're doing everything on social media, you're doing good in how you're recording. Like I said, your intentions are on par. Your integrity is on par, then my opinion doesn't matter. But I will give it a listen either way. But thank you for that. I appreciate that, no doubt. Yes, John Milburn, that is Bobbito. And like I said, Bobbito is responsible for putting out the first and third Arsonist single. And so we were always connected. I've always been connected to Bobbito from the beginning with the Nomads all the way on. Bobbito has been very important to my career. And so having him do that part in the video, plus during that time, the Stretch and Bobbito show was the show when it came to our genre of hip hop. So having him in the video was just extremely important. We also had the Rocksteady crew. Michael Holman was in the video, obviously. I remember Bad Seed being there, PH, Necro, the list goes on and on. There's some names that escape me, but a lot of people were there. And Arsonists were there, Nonfiction was there, so it was a dope video to experience, man, for reals. Thank you, Joe Sykes. I appreciate that. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the card reveal. I just cracked the card pack open. Everybody ready? Let's get into this. The first card. All right, some of y'all, I don't know. Paula Abdul. I know some of y'all like some of her songs, man. Don't front. I remember maybe one or two of her songs. I wasn't, this kind of music was cool to me. I wasn't like walking around with this stuff in my headphone, but I have nothing but love for any music artist. So there's the great Paula Abdul. She was actually a choreographer first and then got into this, to putting out music. So that's the deal. Uh-oh, here we go. Here's an OG right here, unsubscribe. Billy Idol, son. Look at that. There's a look. The great Billy Idol. I got a funny story about Billy Idol, man. Interestingly enough, it didn't have nothing to do with me. I got to experience it. Doing the Vans Warped Tour, and Billy Idol happened to be on the Vans Warped Tour. and we were backstage, and he was lurking about backstage. And another band saw him, and the guy just like spazzed out, and he fucking sees Billy Idol walking by, and he goes, "Holy shit, you're Billy Idol!" And Billy Idol stops, looks at him, and he goes, "You're fucking right, I am." In true Billy Idol fashion, man. It was fucking perfect, man. The best answer he could have gave, man. It was amazing. Oh my God, yo. Eyes without a face. Billy Idol was the shit. Okay, here we go. The Doors. Yes. You know, my favorite Doors song is Hello. That's my favorite Doors song. I love the bounce of it. I love the way the keys play on it. I love everything about it. I love the lyrics. That's my favorite Doors song. Hello. Hello, I love you. Won't you tell me your name? That's a dope song, man. The Doors. And Jay-Z sampled it. Who could tell me what song, the name of the song that was it Just Blaze? I think Just Blaze produced the beat for Jay-Z. What was the Jay-Z track that they sampled the Doors? I'll give you a hint. It starts off with "Come on!" Bum 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 boom boom. And I'll end it there. What's the name of that song, son? Come on. Tell me. Come on. I'm gonna let y'all do that while I get to the next card. I'm gonna keep on checking. Riders on the Storm is a dope song too. I'll be sure. There he is. I can tell you how I feel about you night and day. Takeover. There you go, playing that. My man Sam knows the deal, son. That's the name of the Jay-Z song where they sample the Doors. Yes. Looks like I got a double here. The great Steve Miller. Time keeps on slipping. That's a double, man. I might have, whoever orders merch is probably going to get you're probably going to get one of these cards and a Yo MTV rap cards in your package next time. So if you order merch from qunique.com, I'll throw in the cards. It'll be a mystery. This is probably going to be thrown in the cards. This is another double, son. Maxi Priest, right there. The great Maxi Priest. You know the deal. Card Rolls Royce. One of my favorite samples has to be that Seed of Love from Little Boy. Yes. Good one. I got another double. Huey Lewis. It's just the power of love. Can you feel it? Oh, I was out of key on that one. Huey Lewis. That dude dominated the 80s, son. Yep. Of course, the great Santana. Black Magic Woman. Legend, outstanding guitar player. Yeah, I've got some doubles here, man. What the hell? All right, that's cool though. If you missed last episode, you're seeing new joint. The Gypsy Kings. Joby. I can't sing that high, man. That's high. Bandoleo. I don't know the rest of the lyrics, but the Gypsy Kings, man, they killed it. Hot House Flowers, again, I'm throwing that in somebody's gift. Debbie Gibson. I don't know her songs, man. You gotta help me with that one. Oh, you got suspended for that, Bananas? That's crazy, man. One of y'all are gonna get a Nelson card in your merch. Steel Heart. Looks like some hair metal joint right there. Ooh, Fleetwood Mac. Legends in the game, son. Ooh, the Damn Yankees. Another hair metal joint right there. The Damn Yankees. Do you believe in love after love? Cher. The only reason why I know that song is because when the Arsonists, when we were like on tour for our album, we would be in the hotel rooms just leaving the video stations on in Europe, and this song would play over and over and over again. Shout out to Cher. Not that she would know, but shout out. Heavy D and the boys. Girls, they love me. He's the overweight lover, Heavy D. Iconic, man. Iconic. Send me that Steelheart song, Sam. Don't play around, man. Don't play around. I need drugs. That's great, Banana. That's a great story, son. That's a great story. The Doublemint twins. Yes, yes. Oh, my God. That's good. Okay, next. What do we got here? Who's this? The Alarm. The Alarm. Wake up. Try to brush and put a little makeup. That's not the Alarm song. That's System of a Down. But just, never mind. Bismarck. You know what's my favorite song for Bismarck? This is just something for the radio. And what's interesting, and also Nobody Beats the Biz and the Bismarck. But what I have a story about Bismarck. It's a quick story, real quick story. We went to go see Bismarck. It was me, Crazy Legs, and my man Fever One. He's an iconic B-boy from Seattle, and he was in the Rocksteady crew. And we went to go we were just club hopping, and we knew that Biz was spinning at this club. And we went to the club, and Biz was already on stage, killing it. And so Legs was like, yo, let's go say what's up to Biz. So we get on stage, and we go up to Biz. And Legs and Fever are telling him to play Just a Friend, which to me is like, no, don't ask him to play that. That's too obvious, man. That's like his hit. You know what I mean? Like, don't. So they both say, yo, play Just a Friend, Just a Friend. And I looked on the side, I was like, yo, play something for the radio, the original version. The original version, for those that don't know, you could see the video on YouTube. The original version, he doesn't rap on the original version. He just talks shit for like 3 minutes. And it's amazing. And that was always one of my favorite Biz joints because he's just so natural at just talking shit. And the video is from my old neighborhood, Gravesend into Coney Island. So that video means a lot to me because when I was a kid, I would be amongst crowds like that, seeing what was going down by the ski joint. The ride and all of that. That was the place to be on a Friday, Saturday night. They'd be playing all that golden era hip hop, and everybody be on the ski ride or just dancing in the street. It was just crack era beauty at that time. And so that song, that video means a lot to me. But so when Biz hears them say, play Just a Friend, and I say, play the original version to something for the radio, he looked at Legs and Fever, and he goes, fuck you and fuck you. And he looks at me, he goes, you're cool. It was fucking brilliant. Biz, may you rest in peace. We miss you greatly, Biz. Okay, Belle Biv DeVoe. That girl is poison. And that is the end of the card pull, man. That was the end of the card pull. That was a good deck. And a lot of these cards, like I said, along with the, whoops, I'm moving the camera. Stutters ain't going to be happy about that. So when you order merch now, I'll have either some Yo MTV rap joints along. I'll give you one Yo MTV rap card and one of these, what do they call these again? Pro Set Superstars music cards. You'll get one of one. It's just for fun, man. Nothing too crazy. Just having fun with y'all. Just having fun. Okay. Let me make sure I'm like looking and seeing what's going on. Yeah, man. You know, the Yo Gabba Gabba shit was crazy for Biz as well. Started to get ready because you know what we about to do, son. The Alarm had only one hit. Don't disturb this groove. Ah, nice. Thank you, John Milboard, for the assist on that. I appreciate that. Ah, all right, Bananas. Have a good rest of your week, man. Am I missing anything? I don't think so. I think I've seen everybody's joint, man. I think I've seen everybody's joint. Ah, Victoria, you know what's about to happen. It's time for the booth. We're about to have some more. Yo, Stutters, you're going to have to help me with this one because I'm trying to remember how to switch to the booth on this new setup you have. Oh, wait, I could do it from here, right? I could do it from the, yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all join me in the booth. This joint right here. No. Oh, okay, there we go. We bring this up and wait. No, we bring this up. Stutters be stressed. I be stressing Stutters. Yo, one day I'm gonna tell y'all what happens behind the scenes. Yo, when it's about showtime, I be ready to like play video games minutes before I gotta go on, or I'm like fucking around somewhere, and Stutters is like, yo, it's showtime, son. Go sit down at the desk. It's crazy shit, man. Unsubscribed. I'll get you that Debbie Gibson. All you have to do is order something, but make sure when you order something, you gotta say, yo, this is unsubscribed. Give me that Debbie Gibson's card. And I'll give you a Yo MTV Raps card as well, along with all the other incentives that comes with the merch, son. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we go into the booth, so join me there, okay? Let's go. One, two, yes, y'all. Oh, we gotta turn on the ring light, son. There we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hey, yo, Stutters, can you turn up my vocals just a pinch? I'm gonna take it back a little bit. We're gonna have some fun tonight. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, put a number 1 up in front of your computer screens. Till top of the world, ma. Watch me make this climb. I'm locked in the grind and ain't stopping till it's mine. I earn paper with breath control in the sampler, cause my son doesn't take no for an answer. Labels jerk me off so much. CEOs got hairy palms, are blind and he braille to touch. What the fuck? Yeah. It went from 13 to 3 and it hurts me to see, but that's the game, I don't take it personally. Never knew we'd split, my teammates was losing it. You know, that VH1 behind the music shit. Broken home, broken hearted, life put me at the end of the story and sad. They waste time like 3 minutes on cell phones. About to move stock once that Wall Street bell tones it. Walk tall like D-Block, lock it like C-Block. Ignorant, that's me not, I'm climbing till I see top. And I can't stop, almost empty with the clip and got one shot. They blocking the target with that whatnot. But yo, I'm aiming for the top, they in the wrong spot. I'm letting off number 1 up, number 1 up, number 1 up, number 1 up. Rah! Yes, ladies and gentlemen, my name is qunique. Thank you for another beautiful episode of Live from the Lab. Much love and props to my brother Pharoahe Monch. I'll see the rest of y'all on Friday. Stay tuned. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Have a great rest of your evening. Much love. Peace.